Hey friend, did you know that your childhood beliefs around money can really determine and dictate the level of success that you experience as you grow older? Gosh, if you've ever heard this phrase or this statement, money doesn't grow on trees, or you have to work hard for your money, you're probably like me. You've probably experienced this notion of scarcity in the past, and it's really challenged your ability to achieve the life of your dreams. What I didn't realize is because of my belief process, I've been artificially restricting my level of success until I did this one thing. And what I'd love to do is share a little bit more about my story and then share the one thing that I did that really changed the way I looked at things and helped me become more successful internally and externally. So stay tuned and I'll share that with you. Hey my friend, my name is Eric and I am your abundant BFF. I am here to help you discover freedom and abundance. I was raised from a young age from parents of Vietnamese refugees, and for years I was taught the normal money stories that we've been taught as middle class folks, as many others have been taught, that money comes from hard work. Money is scarce. My parents always had challenges paying the bills. Right? And you always had this ingrained, at least in my storytelling, that money was hard, that money was challenging. Being an entrepreneur for all of these years, I became an entrepreneur because I didn't want to do the normal route of the Asian American thing was to be a doctor, a dentist, or a pharmacist, or an engineer. I wanted to be an entrepreneur because I always knew that I would never have an upward cap on my growth because I would do my own thing. I'd run my own business, thinking that I would find freedom, unknowingly realizing that I would actually just own a job. So I don't know if you have heard of these phrases or if you've experienced it, but let me share a little bit about my story. My parents came over as refugees from the Vietnam War. They came over here literally with nothing on their back. And through the grace of God, they were sponsored by this wonderful Baptist church in Pennsylvania, and that's how they got their life started. And from there, they had 4 boys. It was me and my 3 brothers. And if you could imagine, refugees that were trying to make it in the US, they really didn't have much. I still remember my parents scraping money together to make sure dinner was on the table. My dad graduated with a degree in engineering from Drexel University, which nobody believed he would have been able to graduate with. So that was a monumental thing in my family. And they were just living paycheck to paycheck. And I still remember back in the day, my mom would make soup, or she'd get really creative with the cooking. My mom would make soup out of fish heads because that's what the butcher would throw out. And he would just save it for my mom and she'd collect it once a week from him and make soup from it. I still remember it was salmon fish head soup. My mom would also cook with chicken wings. And this is way before chicken wings were popular. In the 80s, chicken wings were like the scrap of the chicken. Nobody wanted it. But my mom would always find industrious ways to make things happen. And I still remember my parents were hoarders. They would hold on to things because they were used to a life of scarcity. And holding on to some material thing give them the sense of safety and stability. One day, across the street, one of our neighbors, he was driving home in his brand new Mercedes-Benz. And I still remember the look of envy in my dad's eyes as he looked out the window and said, "Eric, the reason that they have Mercedes is probably because they're cheating someone." So in the back of my head, I was ingrained from an early age that having abundance was because of cheating somebody else. Taking advantage of somebody else was the reason that there was abundance. I also was ingrained with this philosophy of scarcity. Money didn't grow on trees. I'd had to work hard. And for years, even up to recently, I would work 80 hours per week in one of my different businesses for me to make the living that I needed to support my family. So I've lived this story. And many of us are living this story in the back of our heads. We've experienced our parents have scarcity. We've experienced us having scarcity. And we've always wondered, how come other folks don't have these same challenges? Now, granted, there are challenges out there that we face every day, like systemic racism and inequality in terms of income and this big income and wage gap, right? But there is an opportunity for each of us to achieve abundance and to achieve a lack of scarcity. And a lot of it comes from the way that we perceive things in our head. So what I wanted to share with you is what I changed in my head to allow me to start allowing abundance to come in. What I started telling myself, and this is just very recent, I'm 42, it's taken me a long time to discover this, and I would love to share this with you so that way you don't have to repeat decades of just slogging it and struggling. So the one thing I started telling myself is, I am worthy to receive. and that reminder every single day. Because the one thing that I feel limits many of us in terms of abundance is this feeling of worthiness. Are we truly worthy of abundance? Are we really truly worthy of asking for a raise at work? Are we really truly worthy of asking for more money from our clients? Are we truly worthy of pursuing an entrepreneurship journey and pursuing starting a business instead of working in a corporate job? And you are worthy. So the first thing I started telling myself was, I am worthy to receive. I am worthy to receive. And I started telling myself that every day. And it sounds woo-woo, right? It sounds like the secret, manifesting, all of these things. But the mindset is really important, because when I started telling myself I was worthy to receive, it allowed my eyes to see the abundance of opportunity around me. And this is opportunity that's always been there, but my mind has been closed off from being able to see that. So by telling myself I am worthy to receive, and the ability of me to be able to start identifying opportunity, it allowed me to change my life. So 3 years ago, I got divorced, and I was in one of the scariest, most challenging moments of my life. And this is when I started telling myself, I am worthy to receive. Opportunities all around me. And 3 years later, I built this beautiful business as a single parent. I got 5 employees, helping business owners, entrepreneurs all around the US with their taxes, their finance work, and just building a wonderful business just because of that mindset shift. If there's anything that I can invite you to do, is to tell yourself on a daily basis that you are worthy to receive, because you truly are worthy. We all have value as human beings. Our value just isn't based on how we look. Our value isn't based on just our production. We are truly worthy of more than that. And I want to remind each and every one of you, and you especially, that you are worthy to receive. And tell yourself that every single day, and notice as things start changing in your life. Notice as the opportunities that have been there before now become more apparent for you to grasp. And notice as you tell yourself that you're worthy, the fears of starting a business, the fears of asking that lovely lady or lovely guy out on a date, the fears of creating boundaries in your life to make sure that you have the freedom and time that you truly deserve, notice that all that friction will start to fall away. That's just my little piece for today. Again, my name is Eric. I'm your abundant BFF. And as always, I'm here to help you discover your freedom and abundance. I talk about a lot of stuff here on this channel, financial stuff, tax stuff, investment stuff. But really what I want to help us all achieve, you and me, is freedom and abundance. Now I make videos here every single week. I upload videos on various different topics. I would love to hear what you want to learn more of. If you have any questions or comments, put them down in the comment section below. Make sure to also hit that like button so I know that you're enjoying this content. And if you know a friend, family member, or loved one that would get value out of what I share, invite them over to this channel. I would love to be able to teach them as well. With that said, I look forward to seeing you soon. And remember, you are worthy of receiving. Have a great day. Peace.